We've got a bloke on now. He's going to tell us a story. He's from History Out There. Go to historyouthere.com. You'll hear all these stories. There's so many good local Ipswich stories he's told us about we didn't even know about. And we didn't know about there was a flood in Ipswich in 1887. So let's cross live down to a sanctuary near you with Harold the Peacock. How are you, Harold?
Oh, well, thanks, Danny. I'm cold out here too, the gardens and the sanctuaries. It's freezing today.
What do you reckon it's about round the Catroons?
Well, its temperature, I believe, is about 10 degrees, chill factor, maybe.
It's cold, isn't it? Cold. Yeah, they'd be right up in your throat like a goiter, wouldn't they? But let's talk about the flood of 1887 in Ipswich.
Yeah, in fact, it came from a Brisbane cyclone in 1887, which is actually one of the worst natural disasters you probably never heard of.
No, well, I wasn't around.
Oh, well, you're a young fella anyway, because a man was drowned at Woolloongabba and another one, South Brisbane. 3 girls aged 7 to 10 were drowned. A crewman on a bark on the Brisbane River was drowned. At Logan, down where Savage Garden from, a family of 5 were drowned, along with 2 men and another man and his son. At Ipswich, Brisbane Street was 15 feet underwater.
Oh.
And it was only thanks to the Ipswich blacksmith labourer, 26-year-old Thomas Cedric Livermore, that we didn't have any drownings here.
Wow.
See, Thomas Livermore was lauded as a hero, but the story of him actually getting the award is almost as interesting as what he did to earn it.
Well, tell us.
Thomas was bestowed a bronze medal by the Royal Humane Society of Australasia. It was awarded on Monday, the 4th of July, 1887, at the Exhibition Building in Sydney by Lord Carrington, who was the Governor of New South Wales.
Wow.
The Mayor of Sydney, Alban Riley, was there. So too was Lord Brassey, who was later Governor of Victoria. The only problem was that the recipient, Thomas Livermore himself, wasn't there.
Why?
That's because he was at work back in Ipswich.
On the tools.
Exactly right. So the medal was sent to Brisbane by steamer and arrived 3 weeks later to be presented by the Queensland Governor, Sir Anthony Musgrave. But he didn't present it to Thomas either. Instead, the medal was given to the Queensland Colonial Secretary, Barclay Morton, who was later the 4th Earl of Ducey. Now, Morton, well, he didn't present it. He sent the medal to the Ipswich Police Magistrate, Mr. William Yaldwin.
I know where this is going.
He didn't have by the time he got it, he didn't have a chest to pin it on.
But it was on the evening of Thursday, the 7th of September, 1887, more than 2 months after Lord Carrington had tried to present it in Sydney, that the bronze medal for gallantry was finally pinned on the chest of Thomas Livermore at the Ipswich School of Arts building. Now, the fact is that on the 22nd of January 1887, Thomas had saved the life of man by jumping to the raging flooded Brisbane River and bringing him back to safety. And if it wasn't for Thomas's bravery, Australia would have been deprived of lollies for the first quarter of the 20th century.
How so?
That's because the man he saved was 45-year-old Stephen Gillespie Melvin, who lived at Sandy Gallop and had a confectionery shop on Brisbane Street. But he later moved to Sydney, where he founded the Melvin Son and Ackers Confectioners business and the big Crown Confectionery Company. Now, Thomas Livermore's own story is quite sad, Danny. So, Thomas was born in Ipswich on the 25th of Feb, 1862. His brother was actually William George Livermore, who was the famous lemonade manufacturer here in Ipswich. Now, in the 16 years between 1909 and 1925, Thomas suffered 8 deaths in his immediate family, including his father, wife, 3 siblings, and 3 sons. In 1916, his son was serving in the army and was walking home one night when he was cut to pieces by a train at Bundamba. It was awful. And another son, Thomas Jr., was killed by falling rock at the Ipswich Blackheath Colliery in 1917. So Thomas Livermore, he died at home at Bundamba in 1934, age 72, but he's the Ipswich hero, Danny, of the 1887 floods, neither of which we probably ever heard of. And we should remember Thomas Livermore.
Thomas Cedric Livermore. Mate, you're the best storyteller in Australia. You are the Wally Lewis of, you got more hair than Wall. And don't forget that big story about his eyesight too. That's coming up on Channel 9. But, mate, you really do know how to tell a story. So you got this story and many other stories. How do we get in contact with you, or how can we read about it?
Yep, just go to historyouthere.com. In fact, Danny, next week, it's the 50th episode 50th segment of our amazing Ipswich history here in West Bremer Radio.
Mate,
we're bringing up the number 50.
We're number 50, and we need to do a book on it, and I need to do the forward on the back like I with the radio recipes. Come on, mate. Let's get on to it. Lovely talking to you.
It's all happening, but historyouthere.com, that's where it's at.
And that was Harold the H. Peacock on West Bremer Radio.